few things really burn my bacon more than ideas and messages in our fitness culture that tell you to be aware of something or that you don't want something to happen, when in reality, that very thing is exactly what you need to have happen to get the results you want. And one such idea that I really regret falling into for many years was this notion that you don't want your body to, quote, get used to the exercise or the workout, because theoretically, once you get used to it, there's no more stimulus for adaptation because you've already adapted, and you just reach this endless plateau where you never really get any bigger or stronger or faster, whatever you're trying to accomplish. So there were two ways that I always fought off getting used to it. The first was to just keep shocking the body by doing something different. And then the second one was just simply do nothing and basically regress. So then when I took up the activity again, it was shock and awe. I'd get really sore and fool myself into thinking, yes, I'm on the game train once again. Now, the reason why the first method of just doing different things doesn't work so well is because I would do something, make a little bit of progress, start to feel I got used to it, and then I would totally abandon it, lose everything that I had gained from that, and just try something new. But with both of these strategies, essentially what I was doing was severely holding myself back, because you can't achieve the real results you want until your body gets used to the exercise or the workouts that you're doing. And the reason is simple. It's because when you start learning something, let's say kettlebell work, for example, you're improving how well your muscles work, those neuromuscular connections, coordination, packing the shoulders, all those sorts of things. You're building up your foundation. So while that initial phase feels really satisfying, I'm like, oh, I'm really making some progress here, you're just kind of learning the ropes, as it were. And once you get beyond that, now you're set to really advance your progress. The challenge, though, is do you know how to do that? Do you understand the progressions on how to keep moving forward? Sometimes we fall into the trap of, well, I'll just do a whole lot more repetitions, or I'll just add more weight to the bar, which is fine. Time and intensity are both very good progressive variables, but they're by no means the entire shooting match. A lot of other things like technique, neuromuscular proficiency, programming progression, and so forth, that's where you really get a lot of your progress. And that's, of course, if you don't understand that, you're going to get trapped into thinking, well, I guess my body, quote, adapted. I can't make any more progress. Now I need to use one of those two strategies to basically go backwards so I can feel like I'm making progress again, when in reality, you're just running on a treadmill. So that's why having a good coach can really help, because they could say, great, now that you've achieved this, here's where you go next. This is the next step to work on. They can help guide you. And that's also to say that sometimes you don't need to make endless progress in something. I've been doing this very same thing with a client of mine who wants to be a better runner. And when we first started working out, her glute and hamstring activation was fairly low, so we did several exercises that were the bulk of her workout programming to get her glutes and hamstrings to work and fire explosively. But now that she's accomplished that, we don't need to endlessly progress that aspect of her training with a lot more weight and reps and sets and other things. We just simply downshift that into her warm-up. We do a set or two for once every week or so, just to make sure we still have that. And now we can move on to more advanced techniques and exercises. But the point is, we weren't able to do that until she, quote, got used to those exercises, until she could feel comfortable doing them. So go forth, my friends, work hard and get used to those exercises and workouts as much as possible, because the whole point of our training is to create a stimulus for the sake of adaptation, and the sake of that adaptation is to get used to the exercises as much as you can, where you now have the ability to make real progress. So let me know if you have any further questions down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that sort of thing. Sincerely appreciated for the watch. Thank you very much. Be fit and live free.